Good evening and many thanks for joining us on today's Kdf Friday Bulletin, your trusted source for weekly updates on defense matters, from operational highlights to the latest developments at the Ministry of Defense. I am Sergeant Patience Samburu, and here are our highlights for tonight. Honorable Soipan Tuya visits Kahawa Garrison. East African Community Chiefs of Defense Forces hold a meeting on security situation in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. The joint multinational training exercise Justified Accord 2025 comes to an end. Defense Forces Welfare Services conducts welfare sensitization. To start us off, Honorable Soipan Tuya, the Cabinet Secretary for Defense, accompanied by the Chief of the Defense Forces, General Charles Kahariri, visited Kahawa Garrison to familiarize herself with the operations of its formations and units, as well as the critical role in ensuring that Kenya Defense Forces personnel are well equipped to carry out their duties effectively. Take a look.
In her address, Honorable Tuya commended the dedication and exceptional performance of the garrison's units in their respective fields. She acknowledged the pivotal role of the garrison in supporting and sustaining Kenya Defense Forces personnel. General Kahariri emphasized the importance of logistical efficiency in successful mission execution. He reiterated the Defense Headquarters' commitment to supporting Kahawa Garrison by ensuring timely and adequate resources.
The Chiefs of Defense Forces from East African Community member states gathered in Nairobi to discuss the ongoing security situation in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. The meeting was organized following a directive from the joint East African Community's Southern African Development Community Heads of State Summit earlier this month in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. Prior to this meeting, the East African Community Defense Experts Working Group held 2 days of discussions, laying the groundwork for today's meeting.
In her opening remarks, Honorable Veronica Nduva, the Secretary General East African Community, emphasized that the Nairobi process is the key mechanism for supporting the Democratic Republic of Congo's government and its citizens. While acknowledging the challenges therein, she expressed optimism that the lasting peace, security, and stability could be achieved through ongoing efforts to address the root causes of the conflict. General Charles Kahariri, the Chief of the Defense Forces and the chairman of the meeting, stressed the urgency of addressing the escalating violence and humanitarian crisis in the Democratic Republic of Congo. He called for collective strategies and decisive actions to tackle the situation. The meeting was guided by 6 key directives, including immediate and unconditional ceasefire and cessation of hostilities, provision of humanitarian assistance, opening of main supply routes, development of securitization plan for Goma and surrounding areas, immediate reopening of Goma Airport, and advice on other facilitative interventions. It concluded with the signing of a final report, including recommendations to be forwarded to the East African Community Council of Ministers for further action.
Kenya Defense Forces and the United States Africa Command co-hosted a joint multinational training exercise dubbed Exercise Justified Accord 2025. The 2 weeks exercise, which took place in various parts of the country with parallel activities going on in Djibouti and Tanzania, brought together more than 15 countries largely composed of the military and civilian components, aimed at enhancing force readiness and fostering cooperation while preparing regional and international partners for security challenges, humanitarian crises, and peacekeeping missions.
During the exercise, troops successfully conducted air and ground forces synergy, a unified efforts in counter-IED operations, joint hostage rescue exercise, and responding to chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear threats command post exercises, among others.
Go for KS17.
Now confirm you are tracking my...
What direction does the aircraft going to come from?
Over here?
The exercise attracted defense attachés and observers from Canada, France, Japan, the United States and Zambia, who assessed the implementation and effectiveness of counterinsurgency, terrorism and stability operation strategies that will provide insight into operational strength and areas of improvements while enhancing overall mission effectiveness. In his address, Lieutenant General Omenda urged the troops to not forget the lessons learned, commending the professionalism showcased during the exercise. For him, seeing interoperability of security forces builds confidence in ability to combat any arising security threats.
This was an exercise, yes, but when time comes, you may be required to remember this lesson so that you can quickly configure into a multinational force.
Major General Andrew Gainey, Commanding General of the U.S. Army Southern European Task Force Africa in Vicenza, Italy, congratulated all participant troops in the exercise, urging them to use the skills gained and lesson learned to home station training so that all back home can gain from them. In his overview remarks, Brigadier William Kamoiro, the exercise director, termed the exercise a success, having met all set objectives of Justified Accord 2025.
The expertise brought to this exercise has been a powerful reminder that no matter where we come from, we face the same common challenges and share the same commitment to safeguard peace.
The Kenya Defense Forces medical personnel and the United States Army medical team joined forces under the multinational exercise Justified Accord 2025 for a two-day medical outreach in Samburu County. The medical outreach initiative aimed at providing essential healthcare services to the local community, addressing immediate health needs and promoting the long-term well-being of the residents.
Speaking during the exercise at Larisoro Dispensary, Lieutenant Colonel Dr. Juma Omar, Medical Officer Planner in charge of Exercise Justified Accord 2025, lauded the locals for turning out in numbers to benefit from the free medical outreach. He commended the partnership between the Kenya Defense Forces and the United States Army medical personnel for the medical collaboration, echoing its importance to the local community. Dr. John Lenkulate, the Archers Post Sub-County Hospital Administrator, emphasized the significance of free medical services to the residents and the importance of promoting health awareness in the community. Speaking during the medical outreach, Madam Kimigano Lekoitipi, a resident of Archers Post, lauded the initiative to bring free medical services close to the people in the community and urged the military to frequently conduct such programs in the area. Archers Post and Larisoro residents in Samburu East received free medical consultations, screenings, laboratory tests, and pharmaceutical services.
The Ministry of Defense, through its Audit Department, conducted a 5-day induction training for its Audit Committee aimed at equipping its members with the knowledge necessary to ensure the integrity and reliability of the Ministry's financial matters. Launched last year by Defense Cabinet Secretary Honorable Soipan Tuya, the committee was established to promote the efficient and responsible management of public resources. Facilitated by officers from the Internal General Auditor's Office, the training covered a variety of topics, including the roles and responsibilities of audit committees, good governance practices, risk and fraud management, internal audits, audit committee charters, self-assessments, and enhancing audit committee efficiency and relationships.
During the closing ceremony, Dr. Patrick Mariru, the Principal Secretary for Defense, emphasized the importance of the Audit Committee and the role of the audits in ensuring accountability. He noted that the public entrusts their hard-earned funds to the ministry, making accountability crucial. He extended his gratitude to the committee and the training facilitators, assuring them of his full support. At the same event, Dr. Sami Kimungui, Internal Auditor General CPA, expressed pride in the ministry consistently maintaining clean financial records. He urged the committee to efficiently and effectively discharge its duties and work closely with his office assuring them of his support.
The Defense Saving and Credit Cooperative Society, the SACCO, is a premium financial institution dedicated to serving the unique needs of both serving and retired military personnel. The cooperative aims at enhancing the overall financial well-being of their members by providing affordable and accessible savings and credit facilities, competitive interest rates, and flexible terms. The products include savings accounts, which are interest earning, a variety of loan products including personal loans, educational loans, development loans, and emergency loans. The SACCO also offers insurance services comprising of life insurance and general insurance. It also gives investment opportunities where members can invest and earn dividends based on profitability. Call 0205134900 for inquiries. Defense SACCO, Ngao Halisi.
Dr. Patrick Mariro, Defense Principal Secretary, asked the members of the National Assembly to consider the ministry's proposal for monetary requests to establish a state-of-the-art space center to enhance Kenya's space capabilities during his appearance before the Departmental Committee on Defense, Intelligence and Foreign Relations at Parliament Buildings to defend the budget estimates for the fiscal year 2025-2026.
Dr. Mariro stated that Kenya is strategically placed along the equator and thus in an ideal position for the Kenya Space Agency to get space-derived data for proper decision-making. He defended the work done by the Kenya Shipyards Limited in constructing, repairing, and maintaining water vessels, not only for the Kenya Navy, but also for other ministries, departments, and agencies, which eventually contributes to national growth and development. Dr. Mariro thanked the National Assembly and the National Treasury and Economic Planning for their continued support, adding that the ministry is determined to ensure that it complies with the government requirements on clearing the pending bills within the stipulated timelines.
Managing Director, Defense Forces Welfare Services, Brigadier Peter Limo, recently toured various KDF brigades, formations, and institutions where he addressed service personnel on Defense Forces Welfare Services core mandate, being providing unparalleled welfare services to KDF personnel, veterans, and their families. Brigadier Limo engaged personnel at Defense Forces Recruit Training School in Eldoret, Armored Brigade Headquarters, School of Military Engineering, and School of Infantry in Isiolo, Laikipia Air Base, and 4 Brigade Headquarters in Nanyuki.
In his address, Brigadier Limo highlighted the various programs which Defense Forces Welfare Services has in place to support service members. These include hire purchase in collaboration with Defense Savings and Credit Cooperative Society, Lipa Pole Pole Program, Farmers Corner, and the Customer Purchase Program. He further explained that Defense Forces Welfare Services intends to put up mega malls to ensure their customers have a great shopping experience under one roof. This, he noted, will include eateries, which will provide a wide variety of food items to service members of the Kenya Defense Forces and their families as they prepare to transition to the Pay-As-You-Eat program in July this year. During the Managing Director's address, commanders and commandants took opportunity to facilitate discussions with service personnel on current and upcoming welfare matters. Brigadier John Kipia, the Commandant, Defense Forces Recruit Training School, briefed personnel on the necessary infrastructural preparations the school is making in readiness for Pay-As-You-Eat. In the question and answer session, it was agreed that with the Pay-As-You-Eat allowance given to personnel, is meant to make them more responsible service members in management of own finances and determine the type of meals they want to consume. Brigadier Mohammed Farah, the base commander Laikipia Air Base, stated that the base was ready for the program, commending the personnel for being receptive to change. He committed to provide space for construction of alternative points of service for the program. Brigadier Farah thanked the welfare entity for the remarkable support it continues to provide.
Brigadier John Kipia, Commandant, Defense Forces Recruits Training School, accompanied by Board of Officers constituted to collect views on the Defense Forces Medical Insurance Scheme Trust Deed Review, visited Kenya Navy headquarters earlier this week. The team paid a courtesy call to the Deputy Commander, Kenya Navy, Brigadier Sankale Kiswa, before proceeding for presentations and discussions. During the meeting, the team discussed key issues regarding the ongoing review of the Defense Forces Medical Insurance Scheme Trust Deed, including its current structure, potential improvements, and ways to enhance service delivery for Kenya Defense Forces personnel.
The discussions focused on addressing the evolving healthcare needs of serving members and retirees, exploring digital solutions, and ensuring better healthcare coverage for dependents and veterans. It provided a platform for sharing insights and aligning strategies to further strengthen the scheme. Brigadier Abraham Biwott, Commander Kenya Navy Base Mtongwe, suggested the digitalization of information, integrating telemedicine for remote consultations, and offering an insurance package for parents of service personnel with access to military facilities under Ulinzi Prime Health Services.
Defense Forces Job Evaluation Team, conjointly with ZTech University, completed a week-long resettlement and transition seminar for Kenya Defense Forces personnel at Defense Headquarters here in Nairobi. The training, facilitated by financial experts, health and nutrition experts from Kenya Defense Forces and ZTech University, brought together personnel from the three services due to transition to civilian life upon attainment of the mandatory retirement age. The team also had learning sessions with the Kenya Defense Forces Kiambu Veterans Association, comprising of retired service members spanning to over 30 years. The sessions provided participants with insights and knowledge on post-retirement plans, transition processes and social skills, health tips for a healthy lifestyle, entrepreneurship skills, and prudent financial management aimed at ensuring their retirement expectations are met. Lieutenant Colonel Imam Salim Juma Mwarora officially opened the Islamic Inheritance Seminar for female Muslim personnel at the Kenya Navy Base Mtongwe Mosque earlier this week. The seminar brought together female Muslim members of the Kenya Navy, Muslim wives of the Navy personnel, and female civilian employees from the Department of Defense. Its aim was to educate participants on Islamic inheritance rulings and their significance. The 5-day seminar covered key topics such as family harmony, Sharia, and social responsibility in the event of death.
Ambazo formula ilibadilishwa ilikafanywa ukarabati ili ratio ije tu isto.
That marks the end of today's bulletin. Thank you for watching. We look forward to your feedback via our official social media handles and your viewership next Friday for the KDF Friday Bulletin. I am Sensitization Samburu. Goodbye.